All right. All right. While we're waiting for the other gentleman to come back, we have Mr. Lyndon McCombs. Mr. McCombs, you look familiar to me. I talked to you not so long ago, didn't I? You have to unmute, sir. You have to unmute.
All right, I talked to you in the court, sir, with Ms. Bonnie. And then I remember you now, Mom, the day back some months ago.
I'm trying to remember what we talked about when you were here before. We did not complete your case on that day, or that was another case that you had. What was it, Madam Clerk?
This one.
No, the case was completed. What it was that he came before you on Zoom back in I can't remember the exact date, but it's on the ROA. And then he came in the courtroom because he kept asking for the plea to be set aside.
Oh, that's why you look familiar. Okay.
And I expressed to him that the only way to do that was to file the motion. You granted him a hearing date, which is today, and he was supposed to have his own counsel because he said that he would get an attorney. But nevertheless, we had the incomparable attorney, Phyllis Gayton Robinson, who loves me so very much, deal with him, and here we are.
Okay. All right. So you were going to come back with an attorney. You did not do so. And so I took a guilty plea from you on the date of January 23rd, 2023. And then you came back to the courtroom and you wanted to have that set aside. I wouldn't just do it automatically because I told you to come back with me, or my clerk told you to come back with an attorney, and you said you were going to do so. Is that correct?
Your Honor, when I was in your courtroom, you set this for a date. If I knew I had to come in with an attorney today.
Okay. No. All right, sir. We're here. We're here. But I never set aside the guilty plea before. I let you come back and make an argument for it. Yeah, I let you come back to make an argument to set it aside, but I've never set it aside. So what, Madam Counsel, Attorney Phyllis Gayton Robinson, you had an opportunity to talk with Mr. McCombs?
Yes, Your Honor. So this is a complicated combination of the issue started in another court jurisdiction, police department, kind of spilled over to Detroit because of issues that happened in Southgate. Mr. McComb's license appears to have been suspended, to my understanding, for an incident in Southgate. After that, he received a ticket for driving without a license.
Okay.
He was given an offer to plead to the reduced charge of failure to display / no operator's license on person, so he didn't get points or pay a fine. Now I'm unclear as to if he paid.
No, there will still be a fine. He may not get any points, but there will still be a fine.
And to pay a fine, so he wouldn't get any points and he would pay a fine. It was how it should have been worded, Your Honor. Right. So I'm not unclear as to if he paid that fine or not.
Has not.
Okay, so his request is to set aside his guilty plea based upon the fact that he did not understand the ramifications of the plea. Is that correct, Mr. McComb?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And
no, sir. No, sir. Sir, every plea I take, I swear you in and I go over all your rights and I ask you, do you understand? I take every plea the same way. So I know I explained your rights to you. I do that on every single case.
You did explain to me that when what I was getting, but Your Honor, what I'm trying to express to the court, Your Honor, is for one, I would like to go back to the date of incident, Your Honor. For one, I was charged with driving while no license not proper, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm a vendor. I sell food for a living. I run El Sol.
Okay, so Mr. McComb, one second. I'm sorry, Your Honor, if I may. Mr. McComb, I need you to be conscious of the fact that you are making a recorded record, right? And so I don't want you to talk too much and get yourself and create other issues for yourself. We are here for the question of whether or not on the date and time you encountered Officer Shabazz, you had a valid license. That is the question.
Yes, and I had a green light. Southgate Department.
You're breaking up, sir.
And at the time, the officer, I didn't even know.
So I think what you said was at the time you encountered the officer, you didn't know.
At the time I encountered the officer on was it 626 here, I did not green license. The police department did
You're
not
breaking
alert me.
up. Your Honor, is he fading out for you too?
It's breaking up, but
The police department never told me that the license, that I had a green license. I didn't know that when I got encountered that day by the police officer, or else I would express to him I had a green license. I didn't.
all right, you had, sir, if the officer writes you a ticket for no driver's license, he told you you had no license. How else is he gonna write you a ticket for no license without you saying, he didn't tell me I didn't have a license? How could he write you a license for a ticket for no license if that's not informing you right then? If you didn't know before, that's not the officer's responsibility. That's the Secretary of State sends you something. And if you didn't know, you got tickets before, you didn't resolve them, which you should know that you had no license.
Kind of here on the Secretary of State, this is when they sent it to me, kind of, and this was the alert about the green note.
So let me tell you
Mr.
something,
McComb.
sir. This ticket was on 6/26/2022. I have your driver's license in front of you. I showed that you had a violation on 3/5/2018. You had a violation of 7/11/2018. You had a violation of 7/19/2019. You had a judgment against you in Southgate on January 2nd, 2021. You had a suspension. Hold on, sir. You had a suspension from that ticket in Southgate that said it was effective from 3/16/2021 to 3/23/2021. Okay. Then you had a violation on January 2nd, 2021 in Southgate. Let's see, that's got an older date on it. All right. You had a violation of 5/7/2022, where you pled guilty in Southgate for operating while impaired. So, and you pled guilty on 5/7/2000, no, on 8/6/2022, but you had your citation was 5/7/2022. And let's see, restricted license, 2022.
It's all the same case, Your Honor.
Hold on. It doesn't matter, sir. I'm showing that you had a complied consent refusal suspension, and your license was suspended on 5/28/2022 because you had a drunk driving case and you failed to comply, and they suspended your license on 5/28/2022, and it was suspended until 5/27/2023. This ticket was 6/26/2022. Your license was suspended on 5/28/2022, a month before it. So you didn't have a license, sir.
And, just an FYI, I reached out to the court reporter on that day, and he was advised of his rights. He
All
was
right.
advised of the plea. He decided to take a plea.
Sir, I got something from the court reporter on that date that said on that day you were told you had a right to a trial and you decided to plea instead. I know I told you that, sir, because I do it on every single case, every single one. None go by and I do it. I don't do it. So your license was suspended, sir. And your license was suspended because you had you were stopped for alcohol related, or what they believed is alcohol related. And if you refuse to comply or take a breathalyzer or take blood or anything like that, they will suspend your license immediately. And they did in that case. So you did not have a license, sir.
This
On the date of this event.
from Southgate, I did not refuse. You clearly see right here.
Sir, I wasn't there. I'm telling you what the Secretary of State records say. So I don't know what you're trying to show me. I can't read it like that though. You know what? I'm gonna let you put that up. I'm gonna zoom in on it. So hold up whatever you're trying to show me, sir. I can't read that like that. All I'm getting is a glare. I can't read it and it's off to the side. You don't need to be in the picture, sir. I just need to see the paperwork. You muted yourself.
Sorry, let me take the cover. Hey, can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you fine, but I can't see. You're not holding up. You're not putting something where I can read it to see what you're trying to show me.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm putting it up to you now. Your Honor, it says right here where it says suspect. Let me get a little closer. Suspect was asked to perform field sobriety test.
What does that have to do with this, sir? What? So, okay, all right. Well, let me ask you this, sir. Let me ask you this. You said you took a field sobriety test, okay? All right.
Yes, sir.
Was it positive for alcohol?
Yes, sir.
All right, then they would have suspended your license, sir.
They issued me a green license, Your Honor. I have that paper right here. I had a green license on that day, Your Honor. And I didn't even know that Southgate issued it to me. Your Honor, they did not tell me that they even took my license from me, and that's not fair, Your Honor.
Sir, if you're drinking and driving, they could do, that's not fair that you put people's lives at risk. That's what's not fair.
Your Honor, they alleged that I was drinking and driving. I have a medical marijuana card, and I had got conflicting. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something else, Mr. McCombs. Yes, sir. If you have a medical marijuana card, that doesn't mean you can smoke marijuana and drive. No, it doesn't, Your Honor. What you say? It does not mean you can drive. So if you're smoking marijuana, it doesn't what? No, it doesn't. I'm saying that I think that it gave a wrong test result, Your Honor.
But so, Mr. McCombs, this is what I tried to discuss with you in the breakout room. Detroit 36th District Court cannot fix your issues with Southgate District Court. The issues you have in Southgate, you have to take up in Southgate. If you think Southgate did something wrong, that's an issue you have to address with Southgate.
When I go to Southgate, they tell me that they can't do nothing for me now because their hands are tied because of this suspension that I got from Detroit. They said I have to first go down. They can't do anything about Detroit, sir. They can do something about their ticket. And if they did something about their ticket, then I might take that into consideration. So, but Your Honor, they're telling me I had to go to the district court. That's what the court. Sir, you took a plea. You took a plea. I went over all of your rights with you. I asked you, were you pleading guilty because you are guilty? I asked every single person that question. You said yes. And that's where it ends, sir, because I'm not going backwards on it. I asked you, were you pleading guilty because you were guilty? And you said yes. Sir, I pled because you gave me a deal to pay $240, no points. No, that's why. Yeah, so, no, you know what, sir? I will give you a deal, but I still ask you, are you pleading guilty because you're guilty? I don't give you a deal so you can lie. Well, I mean, Your Honor, you know, listen, I'm not going through this anymore. This ticket stands. I'm not going back. I'm not reversing myself. I asked you, you took the plea. That's where we are, sir.
It appears that he logged off, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, guess we're going nowhere anyway on it, so. All right, what do we have left?